Tangledeep is an accessible roguelike dungeon crawler with a sweet JRPG look from the glorious SNES era, released on Steam on the 1st of February 2018 for Windows and Mac, and has since also been released to the Nintendo Switch in 2019. The price tag on Steam is $14.99 and has since its release also gotten 2 DLCs, which expand upon the game. I bought it bundled, so I had everything installed from the get-go. Tangledeep is made firsthand by Andrew Aversa, also known as Zircon, a well-known name in the video game music remix scene, and his quick version of what this game is all about is his vision of what if Square Enix made a roguelike for the Super Nintendo, and Tangledeep is the result. I grew up with the Super Nintendo and have a big heart for the old SNES JRPGs, and I can safely say that the developers have done a job well done in conveying that look and that feeling, both through the competent pixel art graphics and the superb soundtrack that will scratch the nostalgic old school gamer's itch. In Tangledeep, you play a female protagonist, and there is some sort of backstory to be found here, but it was completely uninteresting already from the first couple of sentences, so there's really nothing to expand upon that matter here. We're here for the gameplay firsthand, so how is that gameplay? Well, I'd say that if you're used to the genre, Tangledeep won't take any time at all to get into. It is your standard and somewhat generic procedurally generated dungeon exploring while both avoiding environmental hazards and fighting enemies in a turn-based combat for experience and loot, while constantly having an eye on and managing your health and healing, as it's, as expected, both limited and turn-based. A big part of this genre is that you after a short while most likely will get overconfident and meet permadeath, having to restart your character more or less from scratch. If you are a half an hour into a run, it doesn't hurt that much losing everything, but when you have played for over 10 hours and risk losing it all, that's where the excitement is to be found, as every move could be your last one. If you play on the game's intended difficulty settings, that is. The developers have been kind and tries to make the game accessible to all people, so you have 3 modes to choose from. You got adventure, you got heroic, and you got hardcore. If you die in adventure mode, you will lose half your gold and some experience and your so-called job points, but you will respawn in the town hub with the same character. Heroic is as the game is intended to play, naturally with permadeath, but your bank gold and town progress will be saved until the next run. And the hardcore mode erases the save file completely. There are in total 12 classes available in the game, 9 unlocked from the start, which in Tangledeep are referred to as jobs. You gain experience from both doing quests and slaughtering monsters, but when you kill monsters you also gain so-called job points. With these job points you're able to gain class-specific skills, and once you have them all you can swap to another class within the game and keep on playing. The cross-character combination system is interesting and adds depth to a genre that is quite stale. But, sadly enough, the jobs are not that interesting to play, but it's still a bit of fun to be had exploring the different builds you're able to build. On top of that, you also have a pet system where you can capture monsters, make them your buddies, and pick one as a companion in your monster slaughtering. The whole buddy system is kind of badly implemented though, and cumbersome, so it's just kind of irrelevant, and most likely they're in an attempt to give the game some more depth than there actually is. Tangledeep starts out fun enough, and early game is both a relaxing experience and quite comfortable for the nostalgic elderly gamer soon reaching the old folks home. You might die a few times while learning the game mechanics, but get better and advance further the more you play. Everything with Tangledeep sounds and looks promising, but after a while it all feels the same, and when I was at that moment I had invested about 12 hours into the game. After completion, at around 30 hours or so, I had become quite fed up actually and would have quit playing earlier if it wasn't for the really sweet soundtrack. Tangledeep is a niche game for the niche gamer. A love for both the SNES and roguelike dungeon crawlers are a must. If you want to play this, I recommend you to wait for a sale, as it often comes with a 66% discount at $5 instead of its full price of $14.99, which makes this game a way better purchase than with its full price. So, the score ends up on 6 out of 10. Peace out, people.